Hello, I'm Sandy.
And I'm Debbie.
We're here to tell you the story or an update on Debbie.
14 months ago, on the 11th, November 11th, I ended up with COVID. A very severe case of it, actually, which put me in a coma for close to 5 months.
But before we go on to tell the story, the reason why we picked today is that's right,
It's
1/11.
11th.
That's right, it is 1/11. That is an anniversary date. That's right. Like I said, it started November 11th,
Right, 2020,
2020.
The outbreak of COVID. And no, there was no shots at that time. And when we went to the doctors in January, we had a cough, and the doctor back then didn't know what it was. He said there's some kind of virus going around, that every one of his patients were getting this cough. So no one thought nothing of it than a regular virus that came and gone. Well, the cough stopped, but as time went on, people started getting hit with COVID, and we still didn't have the shots yet for it,
Vaccines
for it. And so I went down real quick. I went to the hospital November 11th, and just within hours, I hit bottom, and they didn't think I was going to make it the night. My heart, every time they tried to move me, like 5 times they tried to move me, and my heart would give out each time, and they would put in a temporary pacemaker just to move me. I ended up on a ventilator, and I ended up having multitude of blood transfusions. My kidneys shut down, and
She had a tumor in her bladder, or
yes, my bladder, the size of my bladder.
Right, due to COVID. All this was due to COVID.
Everything, it hit every part of my body.
Right, they couldn't get her blood pressure stable and her heart. It was so erratic. That's why they put the pacemaker in, a temporary pacemaker in.
Temporary, yeah.
Until they could try to get her body adjusted.
They gave me oxygen. My poor family went through hell and back, getting phone calls, not thinking I was going to make it tonight. My kidneys were shutting down. They put me on kidney dialysis. And, what else? And when they could stabilize me, they put a trach in my neck.
And this is, I forgot how many months later. It's like she had the ventilator for a long time, and we had to make decisions after decisions. Her husband and myself and her family, we talked about it. She was at Christ Hospital, and we want to thank the doctors and nurses that worked
so hard,
tirelessly, so hard to get her to survive. Not everybody could have made it. Not everybody made it.
Everyone was dying
around her. Everybody, and like I said, it was touch and go the whole time, day by day, weekends. The months flew by, and then she was out of it totally. She was in a coma for about
5 months.
5 months.
Comatose state.
Couldn't communicate with her. You couldn't visit. But at least we had FaceTime. We did Zoom meetings to try to talk to her.
I had numerous infections that set in.
Right, and lots of infections.
And then they had to give me antibiotics because of antibiotics. And it was a constant fight. Each hospital I went to didn't think I was going to make it the night. They said I was a true miracle that I did make it.
She's a COVID survivor.
I'm a COVID survivor, but still suffering the after effects of COVID.
Big time.
Big time, yes. I still am. I stopped walking because of being in a comatose state for so long, that I needed therapy to just learn how to walk.
Baby steps again. Baby.
Yes,
being a toddler.
I was like an infant.
Right.
Here I'm healthy. I'm minding my own business. We took all the precautions, and here I had to be changed like a baby. I had to wear a diaper, and
Right.
And
Debbie had a feeding tube at one point.
feeding tube and
Yeah, and we had a PICC line put in. They had so many other things.
blood
Blood
clots
clots in
in
her
my
arm.
arms, and
So many things that were just
it was everything could go wrong was going
wrong. Everything.
and everything was a fight. It was a battle uphill.
Again, this was November 11th, 2020.
Right.
She didn't get out of the facility until July 1st, 2021.
Right. And in the meantime, our younger sister, ended up with COVID around the time I
In
did.
a different state, not the same state.
Yeah, she was from Georgia. I live in Illinois.
And then she suffered the same fate on on Christmas Eve. No.
December 30th, you said.
New Year's Eve, I should say, New Year's Eve. Both my sisters were celebrating their New Year's Day in the hospital.
Fighting for our lives.
For both of their lives. That's right.
21.
21. They were both fighting COVID on New Year's Day.
Yes.
And being torn, it was like it was the most horrific thing to go through, to see not just my identical twin sister, but my younger sister, who I was trying to help also down south. And it was a continuous battle. It was like everything stopped. I couldn't talk to either sister anymore.
I was quarantined I don't know how many times.
Like I said, no visitors.
Yep. And I felt so bad because the nurses were getting hit with COVID.
They were understaffed.
Understaffed and overwhelmed.
And that's why she wound up with so many infections. It's not because they couldn't take care of her. They didn't have enough of people to help take care of her.
Right.
I mean, they went above and beyond to try to help her.
Yes. They're all my heroes. And especially one in particular, Hannah. She helped me through the roughest times of my life there. And I really thank her the most. And there was Danielle and Mark and Antonio. I mean, I really didn't wake up until May.
Yeah, May.
May of
That's
2021
right.
is when I finally started getting my senses back.
Our sister died not even a month. It was January 22nd. It's going on a year now. And I couldn't tell Debbie about Rose, our sister Rose, until May. And we had to get special permission to go up there because they were allowing
They called it a compassionate visit.
visits.
And I kept on asking everyone, what's a compassionate visit? And no one would tell me. And when my sister and my husband walked in the room, I found out what a compassionate visit was. And that was the most heartbreaking time of my life, that my sister didn't make it, and I did. And it's sort of like a little bit of survivor's guilt. Why did I live and my sister die?
But then the thing is, we're here to tell you that Debbie is still suffering from so many side effects from COVID.
Yes, my eyesight is compromised totally.
Explain how
And-
you can't see.
And the doctor, I had to go to a specialist, and they don't know how this is going to work.
Ophthalmologist.
The ophthalmologist, they don't know how this is going to pan out for me, because
She's permanent blind.
No, semi-blind, my peripheral vision. I'm blind on this side. It's like it's all black over here, and in front of this eye, basically, it's all like they call a snowball effect or snowflake effect, where you see white spots everywhere. And so
But you're permanently blind from here down.
my quadrant vision and my peripheral vision is
Are-
totally,
right.
I mean, permanently
Permanently
blind.
blind.
But the doctors don't know how this is going to pan out within 1 year, so I have to go back.
About the snow vision, that is.
Yeah, about the snow vision. And I'm praying my body fought this long and that it will continue fighting to get my vision back. And so this affects my stability in walking, or I have blind spots, and I hit my elbow, my right elbow, I don't know how many times, And tell you what, they say hit your funny bone. It's not so funny.
And she wound up with drop foot.
Oh yeah, I have drop foot. I have to watch how I walk. And
She walks with a walker.
I've been practicing without my walker lately. I graduated from bed to the wheelchair, to the walker, to the cane. But I got my special little walker with my seat. And I sit at the table with it. And my feet are constantly numb. Still waiting to see a neurologist to see what's happening, because even my fingertips, the side of my hand is numb, my feet are numb, and I have to rub them, massage them, I have to exercise them, and some days my legs are weaker than others, and especially with the lighting, the outside lighting really affects
That's
me.
her eyes. Some
Yes.
days her eyesight gets worse than other days. And
Yeah.
Sometimes she can see you, she can't see you.
Yeah, things just, I mean, I don't have no depth perception or nothing, and
So people, COVID is real.
it's real.
We lost our sister to COVID.
Yes, we did, and other family members.
And other family members.
And even though my family members had COVID in the past, they had their vaccines, their boosters, they still got hit with COVID the second time this year, and the schools are filling up.
That's because of the Omicron and
Omicron.
but the Delta is like a third of it. It's not as much as, you don't hear of the Delta as much as the Omicron variant. But the bottom line is Debbie is a survivor, and she's
Still fighting.
and she's still fighting.
And they still don't know the outcome of this with my body, because every part of my body was affected. So
we just want to update everybody so you could see Debbie is here. She's a fighter. She is a survivor.
yes,
A survivor. She has made every step of the way.
yeah. Okay, but we'll keep you updated. I am starting to take steps on my own through the house, but being winter, I can't get outside.
And especially it's all ice right now.
Yes.
We can't take a chance of her going out, so it's going to take her probably a little longer. They said probably 2 years. She might get 80% better. We will find
Or
out.
I might not get better.
She might not get better.
They don't know yet the outcome of this.
Right. So we're lucky to be here today to talk
So-
to you about it.
Just be cautious, watch your loved ones, and
And COVID is real.
COVID is not a conspiracy, it's real.
It's real. Okay, but we'll keep you up with some more updates later on. Love yous all.
Love you.
Bye. Mwah. Big hug, everybody.
Bye, every big hug. Keep safe.